Hello everyone. Today's video is on a 1/16 scale Tiger II with the Porsche turret from Heng, as I pronounce it, or it could be pronounced many other different ways. This tank was produced a few years ago. It has the old chipset, as you can tell by the antenna on it. And it was painted in a god-awful tiger stripe paint job that you could get either in two shades of like a brown with a base coat of armor dark yellow, or it came in green, armor green, red brown, and armor dark yellow. And they weren't really representative of what was on the Porsche turrets there at Normandy, I think is what they were trying to portray. So I thought, well, I'm going to buy it. It's turned out to be a really good runner. I like it a lot. It's very rugged. It'll go just about anywhere you want it to go. Firing system's very good, sounds very good. It is all the old versions, so it's going to probably crap out on me one way or another. But what I decided to do was paint it just overall armor dark yellow. And I'd seen one, it must have been on the eastern front towards Russia, and it was getting it was armor dark yellow, but it was getting a spray of white because winter was coming on. And I really liked the looks of just being, what was left of it being armor dark yellow. So that's the way I did this one up. And really like the overall look of it. Like I said, it runs really well. It has the plastic drive sprockets and rear idler, but no sign of wear, no sign of that it can't take the punishment. So I've just left them on there. The treads have held up very well. I got them pretty clean for you. They were pretty muddy and nasty. There's still some back in the back there, but 99% of it's gone. And it's huge. And in the other video I showed of the Forces of Valor Tiger II, the armor skirts on this thing, mud guards, whatever you want to call them, are so much better looking, better molded, more to scale. Hinges look good. The chain hooks look good. All the gear that I have for it seems to be a much better scale, much better looking, more durable by far. So it's probably going to look on eBay for a parts kit, or the parts that come with these tanks, for a Tiger I and a Tiger II. And for the pieces that I'm missing on the Forces of Valor Tiger I and the Forces of Valor Tiger II that I've had videos on posted already, I'll probably go back and replace some of the small parts that I'm missing with these. And I will also look and see if any of the tow cables on the side will fit onto the Forces of Valor vehicles, because I sort of like them better. You can weather and rust them. And on the ones on the die-cast vehicle, they are metal and very nice, and you can play with them, but I just sort of like these better. So since the Forces of Valor tanks were not complete in the box or inside the wooden crate, it really doesn't matter as far as the collectability goes. But this tank is huge, as I keep saying, but man, is it something else. So I really like it a lot. They made 50 of these, before they switched over to the Henschel turret. And I think they made more turrets than that for another version or an earlier version of the Tiger. I think it looked more like a Ferdinand, but I think it had this turret on it. So I know that they supposedly, they quote 50 of these tanks were made, but I think the turret was around for other experiments and other things too. And there was another tank like this one, painted the same way, just all armor dark yellow, that was at a Panzer training ground where they were teaching students how to drive the different models of the different tanks. And I think from what I read, it didn't have it was all metal, but the armor plating wasn't tempered to be shot resistant and true armor plate. So it was more of a training vehicle, and so there could be some confusion. I'm going to have to look back at the pictures and find the number for the one that I liked, the turret number, and apply that on there so there's no confusion, because I think the one at the tank training ground had no numbers on it at all. I don't even know if it had the Iron Cross on it. No, it had no unit markings on it. Spin it around a bit, if it fits. A lot of nice detail in the back, a lot of parts that you could weather and dirty up from exhaust and stuff. I really like the mud flaps. I got to push them back in, but they seem to be nicely detailed, smaller hinge detail. But overall, really like it. I thought about getting some of those sets of aftermarket applied Zimmerit, but I don't know if you're outrunning it, if that stuff would survive too long. So I know the tank that I was looking at that was on the Eastern Front didn't have Zimmerit, so I feel like this is the way to go with it then, although the Zimmerit would make it look awfully nice. From what I remember, I think Trumpeter's first issue of the 1/16 scale Tiger II model kit, which is a masterpiece. It has every part inside and out, but I think the first version of it, where it came with the nice box art, where it was in a town setting, gave you both the Porsche turret and the Henschel turret. And it was an amazing kit. Now I believe that the one that they offer, where it's sort of like on the parade ground, is just a Henschel turret, Tiger II. I don't think you get the Porsche turret. And I believe they made one, I know they made one with the Porsche turret, but I don't see it in production much anymore, or if even at all. The road wheels have got a little different hue to them. It's not that much noticeable, and I haven't got to painting them yet. I've been more into running it than painting the running gear. But very nice model all the way around. For once again, some of these larger tanks from Heng in the very beginning were so reasonably priced, and if you found some that were, somebody had already been running and used, you could get them even better prices. But I know this now is being sold by some of the sellers with the metal running gear, metal treads, the updated soundboards and everything in them. and quite expensive. But for just getting out and running and having sound and being able to fire and doing all the stuff that you really want it to do, these old ones were very nicely done. So glad I got it. And I thought I'd drag it out and let you all see it if you hadn't seen one. I know a lot of people didn't buy this because it had that 2 versions of a really bad paint job on it. So I figured the quickest way to remedy that was just to paint it myself and get rid of that. I'm glad I did. But for 1/16 scale tank, I can't see anything wrong with them. Plus you get a chance. I know, like with my grandnephew, and I've got a couple grandnephews who love to see these things run and fire and the sound and everything else. They get all excited about it. But it really does do a great job for the money you paid for it, and well worth it. I know a lot of people don't like the base models, but they do a pretty doggone good job. And like I said, once you start putting the middle road wheels, the middle treads on it, adds a ton of weight to the vehicle. And then, to me, battery life is cut drastically. So once again, you got to have 2 or 3 or 4 batteries all charged up for each tank you got. And having that many batteries laying around and having to buy them, it just takes up a lot of space. And battery life on this tank runs pretty good. I say you get close to an hour out of it, fully charged with a relatively new battery. And if you get one of those ones with the higher numbers on them, like the 3000 or better, because I think what came with it was 1700s. It used to be 1500s. But when you go up to a 3000 or a 4000, you can run them for quite some time. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you like what you've seen, please consider hitting the like button. I'd appreciate it. And you all have a good evening. Be safe. Thank you. Bye.